Hi, boys and girls. Tonight, the first thing that we're going to talk about is something that I love to do, and I'm betting some of you do too, and that's going through a car wash and seeing those bubbles. I love everything about going through a car wash. Sounds crazy, right? But I really like it. And then we're going to talk about allowance and one other just kind of fun thing. So let's start by reading about the car wash. This is called Car Wash Fun. Sometimes it's the simple things that entertain the best, and those don't cost much money or make much of a mess. I like to hunt for fossils and paint happy words on rocks. I also like to have some fun mixing up my favorite socks. Another thing I like may seem quite hard to understand. I like to go through car washes as often as I can. It gets a little dark in there, but it's light enough to see. I love it when the brushes swish back and forth in front of me. I love the sound the water makes when it hits us with a thump, and the brushes come across the hood and swoop up with a jump. But I can't wait most of all for when the colored bubbles start. The suds are rainbow colors, and that is my favorite part. I'm sad when it's all over, and of course I don't know when. The car will get so dirty that we get to go again. So let me show you, if you've never been through a car wash and seen these bubbles, that's what they look like. And there's another picture of them. And they come across your window or your windshield. They're all over the car. And I just love the way they look. But you know me, I like everything that has to do with rainbows. Okay, so let's talk about allowance a little bit. I don't know if you get an allowance yet. You may someday. Sometimes you get a certain amount of money for doing certain chores around the house, and sometimes you just get a weekly allowance that you can spend on whatever you want to. So however it works, this is called my allowance. I made my bed and cleaned my room and helped to set the table. I plan to buy a pair of skates as soon as I am able. It makes me proud that I can earn my money in this way. I do my chores around the house a little every day. Every week I get my money, an allowance all my own. I'll save it till I have enough. I feel so very grown. And while it's true allowance gives me lessons I have learned, it's also good I'll get my skates from money I have earned. So that's an allowance. The last one I want to read tonight is called Accidental Rainbows. We've talked a whole lot about rainbows just now with the bubbles in the car wash, and we've talked about nothing but rainbows in one episode. So this is rainbows. This is about rainbows that just sort of appear for whatever reason. It's fun to see a rainbow when it arches in the sky. After a rain, when the sun peeks out, it really catches my eye. But other rainbows show themselves in very creative ways. It's these accidental rainbows that really make my days. I see them in a fountain when the sun shines through the mist, and sometimes prisms give a view as pretty as you'd wish. Accidental rainbows don't need clouds or even rain, but they are all so beautiful, and I love them just the same. So sometimes you see accidental rainbows more often than you see the kind of rainbows in the sky after a rain. So let me show you some of the accidental rainbows I've managed to get some pictures of. This is my daughter's wedding picture, and it just so happened that we saw a rainbow because we have prisms in our window, and it just happened to line up with the having trouble getting the rainbow pictures. Okay, with this picture, and it was beautiful, and it only lasted a second, and then the sun moved on. And this is in a fountain in our subdivision, and it's the sun in the mist of the fountain. I like that rainbow. And we have something in our window that causes rainbows to appear, and these are rainbows on my purple towel. I like these rainbows a lot too. And that was just from the prism on the wall. And that's pretty much every color of the rainbow, even the violet at the very top. This was on a trip I took to Iceland, and this is a waterfall, and the mist from the waterfall and the sun caused this rainbow. And that's Gracie. And you can see a rainbow on Gracie, and that's the prism again coming through the window. And I've shown you this one before, but that's on just a bubble we were blowing, and that's a very vivid rainbow. So those are accidental rainbows. And like I said, those are sometimes my favorite kind of rainbow, because you can see those in a lot of different places. So I think that's all I have to say to you tonight. Accidental rainbows, remember to look for them. And next time you go through a car wash, have a wonderful time. And think about Gigi Sprinkles, who wishes she were there with you looking at the rainbow suds. So 1, 4, 3, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.